Hey, leaders, the truth is that nothing good ever happens when we put things off. That being said, I recognize there's always exceptions, but for the most part, when we decide to procrastinate and delay things or, cross that bridge when I get to it, we do a lot of interesting self-talk to avoid the things that we don't like, the things that we're uncomfortable with, particularly when it comes to difficult situations with people. When we have to confront people and deal with them and maybe hurt their feelings and having to address even poor performance, so on and so forth. It might even be in personal relationships, by the way. But again, I want to state this for the vast majority and the high percentage, nothing good is going to come out of waiting and delaying and procrastinating. It's like that Visa bill. You can pay it or you can avoid it, but it's going to keep coming every 21 or 28 days, and the interest is just going to pile up on it. And that's the way life is, that when we're procrastinating, the fact is that interest, whether it's emotional capital, energy, difficulties, awkward moments, all these things begin to build interest, and the situation begins to grow and become more and more stressful. That is one of the worst things that happens when we procrastinate is our stress builds up, our pressure builds up, and it's like this never-ending circle. The more pressure and stress, the more I want to avoid it. The more I want to avoid it, the more it builds up. So let's stop. Let's just stop that. Let's stop that behavior. If you are a procrastinator by nature, let's defeat that in your leadership today. By the way, one of the best books that I can recommend is called Eat That Frog. Eat That Frog. What a title. And it is a phenomenal book, not very long, won't cost you a lot of money. The premise of the book is that leaders take the ugliest, dirtiest, wart-filled frogs, and they do something with it. Three things that the book really stresses, and I would like to stress with you today. Number one is that you want to do it when you are the freshest. In most cases, first thing in the morning. When are you the brightest? When do you have the most energy? When do you have the most courage? Can I say it that way? When are you going to eat that ugly, nasty frog? You want to do it first thing. First thing, when you have the most resources, the most wits about you, and that you are capable to deal with it. Number two, I would really encourage you to focus on the 80-20 rule, the Pareto rule. Because the reality is that a lot of times the activities that we do, the busyness that we're involved in, 80% of it produces 20% of the results, and then 20% actually relates to the other 80. So by looking at that 80-20 rule, what 20% of your leadership will give you 80% return, particularly when you have to deal with situations, the things that you are procrastinating, the things you're delaying right now. One of the actions that I would recommend is, why don't you write them down? You might even want to pause this video and begin to write down, what are the things that I've said I'm going to do? Maybe it is pay that bill, as simple as that may seem. And by the way, I've seen people get into thousands of dollars worth of debt simply because of this. But from a management leadership perspective, usually it's, I don't want to deal with that person. I don't want to talk to them. This is going to blow up. And by the way, that's another issue. Many times we create scenarios in our mind that may or may not even happen. You've painted pictures and films are running in your mind that you don't even know that it's going to come to pass. And yet we live in a moment that many times is not even a reality. So let's focus on the 20 most important things, the 20%, if you will, that will take care of 80% of our issues. The third thing is this. Why don't you take that big elephant and maybe you need to break it down into steps, into small chunks. Somebody once said, how do you eat an elephant? That's right. One bite at a time. Maybe that thing that you have put on the shelf is now literally an elephant. It is a monster. Now it seems like it's unsurmountable. How am I going to deal with this? It is beyond me. Well, let's begin to chop it up. Let's take it one step at a time. Let's take it one bite at a time. And I'm telling you, your stress is going to decrease. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to have something called momentum. Momentum is going to create progress. Many times I tell you about that 1%, even here. What can you do today? What can you do today? What's one step? What's one thing that you can do right now that is going to help us defeat this procrastination in your leadership? Now, if this is your behavior, no accountability, no software, no program is going to help you. Ultimately, you're going to have to find out what the root of this thing is. Is it fear? Is it insecurity? Is it uncertainty? That you're going to have to deal with as a leader. You're going to have to deal with root issues. But there are some best practices. And by the way, I just want to recommend, I don't get any money out of that book. I don't get any royalties. It's just an excellent leadership book. So I hope that today has helped you in defeating procrastination. Start right now.